Hello and welcome. You're watching UTV Live at 6.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. These are the headlines.
The DUP's Emma Little-Pengelly confirms she will not attend the inauguration of the new Irish President, Catherine Connolly.
The leader of Stormont's opposition accuses the executive of chaos, disorder and poor management.
This is polyphila politics from the executive. Make do and mend. It's chaotic.
And it's a bridge too far. Traders in Kilrea say their livelihoods are on the line.
Also tonight.
After a disappointing start to the autumn series, Ireland are out to bounce back against Japan tomorrow here in Dublin.
I'll be talking music with these two legends as they embark on their farewell tour.
And turning chillier over the weekend, there are some showers around, but not for everyone. I'll have all the details coming up later in the programme.
The Deputy First Minister, Emma Little-Pengelly, has confirmed she will not attend the inauguration of the President of Ireland because it clashes with Armistice Day commemorations.
The First Minister, Michelle O'Neill, will travel to Dublin for the ceremony to install Catherine Connolly as President on Tuesday.
Our political correspondent, Vicky Hawthorne, has more on this. Now, Vicky, what actually has the Deputy First Minister said?
Well, firstly, Sarah, we've been asking for the last few days, we've been asking the Executive Office, we've been asking the political parties what the plans are for the First Minister and Deputy First Minister around the inauguration for Catherine Connolly whenever she becomes President officially on Tuesday, and whether there had been an official invitation firstly extended. Sinn Féin confirmed very quickly that Michelle O'Neill will attend. No surprises there. They also confirmed that she will lay a wreath at the Cenotaph for Remembrance Sunday at the weekend. We had heard nothing from the DUP or the Executive Office officially in terms of the Deputy First Minister. We then had the statement this morning from the leader of the TUV, Jim Allister, in which he said unionists must not legitimise the Connolly presidency, and he went on to say it would be wholly wrong for any unionist representative to attend the inauguration on Tuesday. And then late this afternoon, we had a full statement from the Deputy First Minister, Emma Little-Pengelly, confirming that she has been invited on Tuesday, but she says it will not be possible for me to accept due to a number of other commitments in Belfast and Windsor. She goes on to say that Tuesday marks Remembrance Day, an important day for so many. She says, I am scheduled to attend a service and to participate in an act of remembrance in Parliament buildings at Stormont before travelling to Windsor Castle at the invitation of Their Majesties the King and Queen for a special reception. She says it is therefore not possible to also attend the inauguration. She finally says that she wishes Catherine Connolly well as she takes up office, recognising that this is undoubtedly a significant personal honour for her. And Emma Little-Pengelly says, I hope to speak with her personally in the next number of days.
Now, would there be any plans for anyone from the DUP to attend? And indeed, what are other parties going to do?
The DUP have confirmed to me today that there will be no representative from the party in Dublin on Tuesday, so no one will be there deputising, if you like, for the Deputy First Minister. However, the Ulster Unionist Party will attend. Steve Aiken will go for the Ulster Unionists. Owen Tennyson, the Deputy Leader of the Alliance Party, will be there. Claire Hanna, the leader of the SDLP, will also be there. And of course, Michelle O'Neill will be there.
Thank you, Vicky. And for more political analysis, you can, of course, check out our Politics podcast. Yes, UTV Talking Politics sees Vicky alongside our political editor, Tracy McGee, look back at the political stories that have made the headlines here over the last fortnight. You can catch up on ITVX and wherever you get your podcasts.
Well, staying with politics, and the leader of Stormont's opposition has accused the executive of polyphila politics in the way it's awarded pay parity to healthcare workers here. Yesterday, the Stormont executive approved a £100 million overspend in the health budget. That money has come from next year's funding pot.
One of Northern Ireland's health unions says it is concerned about how the money has been found to pay their workers and, crucially, how it will be paid in the future. Eden Wilson has this report.
What do we want? Fair pay! What do we want today?
Demands for pay parity are long running. Health workers have ended up on picket lines again and again. But this winter, strike action is likely to be avoided after the Health Minister confirmed pay parity would be delivered. The money, however, is coming from next year's health budget, an overspend of up to £100 million approved by the Executive yesterday. Northern Ireland's largest health union says how this money is being made available is concerning.
Pay is fundamental to the delivery of public services, so it is right that we do look at pay as something that has to be dealt with and has to be dealt with properly for the workforce. But of course it is a matter of concern that this is having to be done, and it goes to that wider discussion I think that we need to have about how we make sure that pay is properly budgeted for in future years, and we don't find ourselves in these sorts of positions where we're having to get very, very deep into the financial year before we get any clarity about what funding is actually available.
Just last month, the Finance Minister told his executive colleagues that Stormont departments had an almost £800 million overcommitment in their budget. Despite this, the executive okayed a health overspend. The Health Minister is now saying he's committed to ensuring future pay awards are prioritised next year. But how he manages this money and his spending is under more scrutiny than ever.
It's really about how he spends his money and what he prioritises within his department. And we as a health committee need to see what those priorities are, and we need to see more transparency around what the health minister is spending his money on, how he's spending it, but also what he is saving and what he is changing within his department.
This is chaotic. This is polyphila politics from the executive. Make, do and mend. It's chaotic. These are promises that have been made to healthcare workers for years now. They should have planned this in their budgets. They now have a multi-year budget settlement from London. They're supposed to publish a multi-year budget later this year. There should be long-term clarity on pay parity for healthcare workers, not simply year-by-year chaos.
I think the problem with this is that pay awards should be budgeted for at the start of the year. So in the planning process before the start of the financial year, all departments know what their spending is going to be and they know they're going to have to make pay awards. So this should have been planned for. It should have been in each of the departments' budgets. We should not be in a crisis situation midway through the year trying to find the money for it.
Unions have asked to meet with the Health Minister next week to hash out the details of the pay uplift. With the Chancellor's budget coming up at the end of the month, Stormont ministers will be waiting to find out if there's any more money coming their way. Eden Wilson, UTV Live.
And UTV was told the Health Minister wasn't available for interview today. Traders in Kilrea are calling for urgent support as they struggle with the impact of the ongoing closure of a bridge in the village. The Department for Infrastructure says vehicles could be allowed to cross Kilrea Bridge early next month.
It's been closed for 6 weeks and business owners gathered in the village today to highlight their situation. Our Northwest correspondent Gareth Wilkinson was there.
Spanning the Ban, a bridge that's kept Kilrea connected for over 200 years. Well, it takes just a few minutes to walk across. It's even quicker to drive across. But if you're now trying to get to Kilrea from that direction, well, you face a round trip of up to 1 hour. That's because the bridge has been closed to traffic since the middle of September and it's going to remain shut for a further 14 weeks, longer than many had expected. It's for repair work. This bridge is cracking up, and so too our local traders.
It's affecting us with costs, it's affecting us with our vehicles having to go further, travel further, it's affecting our staff, they have diversions to do, it's also affecting our sales.
So it's been really very disruptive. We worry about acute services, our capacity in order to respond to things. If it takes you an extra sort of 20 miles to get somewhere.
I am mother of the child with special needs. I work very hard with my son to be as much independent he can't be, going to the tech in Ballymena. And now we don't have a bus between school buses because bridge is closed.
Just some of the frustrations packed into a small room at a meeting this afternoon where business owners outlined how profits have fallen along with footfall.
Is panic setting in? Panic has set in. The concern is we're now going to lose 3 very important trading periods. We're going to lose Christmas, we're going to lose New Year, and Valentine's gone next year.
Traders are demanding the executive step up with financial support.
We were involved in the situation in Sandy Row when the bridge was closed there. They got a support package which helped them through a difficult patch as well. So we believe That, alongside the Rates Hardship Fund, could help address some of the pressures.
Department of Infrastructure officials had questions to answer.
We do not close roads lightly. It is very much, it's the last resort.
But also delivered some good news about the 14-week repair programme, just in time for Christmas.
We are optimistic that we can accelerate that programme to enable the bridge to open to light vehicles in the early December, and we're working hard to achieve that.
However, pedestrian access might stop when work begins on Monday. Well, the meeting also heard calls for a brand new bridge to be built to stop Kilrea ever being cut adrift like this again. But there is an immediate challenge to be crossed, and that's keeping the local economy afloat. Gareth Wilkinson, UTV Live, Kilrea.
A 69-year-old man has died after being hit by a car in Magherafelt. The pedestrian was struck by the car on the Grange Road shortly before 6 o'clock yesterday evening.
Belfast Crown Courts has been told the Chloe Mitchell murder trial is on track to start in February. Brandon John Rainey, who is currently in Maghaberry Prison, is accused of killing the 21-year-old in June 2023. The 29-year-old denies the charges. During Remembrance Week, we honour the service and sacrifice of the armed forces and emergency services.
This weekend at cenotaphs and in cemeteries across Northern Ireland, people will commemorate those who have died in world wars and other conflicts. Paul Clark reports.
At Carnmoney Cemetery on the outskirts of Belfast, a member of the Commonwealth War Graves Commission is erecting a headstone for Rifleman Ernest Edward Phillips. He died in 1918, but his grave has never been marked.
He was injured at the Somme and was subsequently discharged because of his injuries and died in January 1918. So he had a period of ill health before he sadly passed away. But because he died of injuries that he sustained during the war, he is entitled to have his grave marked by a War Grave Commission headstone.
If Ernest had died at the time he was injured, it might have been a different story. He had been discharged and his death appears to have been passed over until now. After years of patient research, the family of Rifleman Phillips can at last publicly mark his final resting place.
After our late grandfather passed away, my brother Jim inherited a box, and in that box we found this photograph, and on the back was an inscription with Ernest's name and his address, and it said dangerously wounded.
Samuel, you now live in America, so why was it important to be here for this?
Well, he's my great uncle. He fought for his country, got wounded and died from it. I think it's very delighted to come to the service.
I'm turning 80 next year, and I wanted to make sure that I'd seen it before anything happened to me, you know. So I kept getting onto the war graves to get this headstone put up, and I think in the end he got a bit fed up with me.
Persistence paid off, and now a Commonwealth headstone has been dedicated to an old soldier.
Today we dedicate this headstone in memory of Private Ernest Edward Phillips. These stories, I think, are important to be brought back to life so that we see the individuals who did give up so much. We see them as real people with real families, with wives, with children, with parents, and make that real to us today so that we are reminded how important peace is.
And there's a postscript. Even today in Northern Ireland, the Commission is dealing with graves which were never properly marked over a century ago, during the Great War.
Paul Clark reporting. Time now to take a look at the headlines making tonight's ITV News at 6:30.
Here's Lucrezia Millerini.
Tonight on the ITV Evening News, the woman who claimed to be Madeleine McCann guilty of harassment. Julia Van Delt bombarded Kate and Jerry McCann with emails, voicemails, and even turned up at their home. A mistakenly released migrant sex offender is re-arrested. The latest on that. Plus, could Sky take over ITV's television business, and what would it mean for viewers? And the young dart star about to shake up the sport. Those stories and more at 6:30.
Now, Ireland face Japan in Dublin tomorrow.
And Ruth has spent the day at the Aviva Stadium.
What a signing! John Mulholland Motors, sponsors of UTV Sport.
Hello from the Aviva Stadium. Ireland's first home game of the Autumn International Series takes place here tomorrow. They welcome Japan for the early kick-off time of 12:40. Ireland, of course, got off to a losing start in their Autumn Series as they fell to the All Blacks in Chicago last week. Andy Farrell has made 8 changes, including bringing in 2 Ulster players, Nick Timoney and Jacob Stockdale. Plenty of smiles around today during captain's run, but the start of the week was a different story as Ireland reflected on a missed opportunity at Soldier Field.
If you think back, obviously New Zealand and Chicago, it's a fixture that you look out from months prior to it. So the kind of high of being in a new place, the uniqueness of that, the low of defeat, travelling back. So trying to get everyone on the same page and excited about our first home game here and about what we can do.
Just wondering where you feel this group are at as a squad.
I think if you look back to 2021, this game probably was Johnny's 22nd 100 cap, and I think this game probably put us on a bit of an upward trajectory. There's been some positives over the last year or two. We've had some big wins and some big performances, but probably been inconsistent, probably not quite at where we want to be operating. And there's recognition of that. There's recognition of a bit of a reset at the minute, and there's no lack of belief or doubt in our potential and in what we can do. It's just about getting out of our own way and delivering on it. So that's been a focus of this week, of bringing the best of ourselves, and hopefully it'll be an upward trajectory from here as well.
On paper, this is Ireland's easiest game of the Autumn Series, but Japan are no pushovers and they're coached by former England boss Eddie Jones.
Their attack is going to be a test for us. That was one of the big takeaways from last weekend. We felt we were quite passive defensively, particularly in that last quarter, last kind of 30 minutes.
Caolan Doris was tipped to captain the Lions in the summer, but unfortunately missed out due to injury. He said he used the time wisely.
Yeah, good at it initially, obviously, but I really felt it. I allowed the emotion to come through, and as a result processed it and was then able to see the positives in the situation and move on quite quickly and frame it in a positive way, and as a kind of hopefully halfway point in my career and reset and do things that I wouldn't be able to do had I been playing rugby that summer. So I was doing a bit of a retreat and a digital detox. So I didn't have access to the games, but obviously watched them in retrospect. It was a funny one because there was obviously the pain of it, but also some of my best mates were over there playing, and I'm a rugby fan as well. So I was keen to keep an eye on it at the same time.
As captain of Ireland, his social media would be pretty constant. So just how did Doris find his social detox?
I loved it, actually. Yeah, first day a little bit challenging, kind of missed the evening scroll a little bit, but by day 2, yeah, no, it was great. Didn't miss it at all. Just reluctant to go back to my van.
In golf, Rory McIlroy, Shane Lowry and Tom McKibben have all completed their second round in Abu Dhabi at the HSBC Championship. Tommy Fleetwood and Aaron Rai lead on 14 under. Lowry is 3 shots back after a 3 under par round of 69 today. Rory McIlroy got off to a great start with back-to-back birdies. He's on 8 under. And Tom McKibben had a better round of 69 today, but is further back on level par. In local football, there's one game tonight as Larne take on Portadown, and tomorrow the mouth-watering clash sees champions Linfield host Kilrea, the table toppers. Joel Cooper has of course been in fine form for the Bandsiders since moving from the Blues last season. I've been speaking to his teammate and strike partner Matthew Shevlin.
Yeah, it's brilliant. He's a very good player. I know from playing with him at Linfield and obviously seeing how well he's done since then. That he's probably the best player in the league. He was last season. So yeah, it's great to have him on our side now.
And it's a busy weekend in GAA as the Ulster Club Championship quarter-finals all take place this weekend. On Saturday it's Kings Court versus Erne Gales and Loch McCrory take on Kilcoo. On Sunday, Scots Town take on Naomh Conaill and Madden face Newbridge. Daniel Duffy reports.
Kilcoo clinched their 7th Down Championship in a row last month, and now they have their eyes on a bigger prize. They begin their Ulster Club campaign tomorrow against Tyrone champions Loch McCrory.
Ulster Club is one of the best competitions I've played in. I love playing in it, and because you're getting yourself against the best in each county, you know. And we have obviously the Tyrone champions in Tyrone, which is probably a ding-dong battle. But like, listen, the Tyrone Championship it stands out alone in terms of what the calibre and the quality is in it, you know. So listen, we'll keep stay firmly grounded, and we'll look forward to the challenge.
The Magpies won the All Ireland back in 2022. The side is full of seasoned campaigners, but also youngsters who were at Croke Park that famous day.
There's young ones on the squad here now that were running on the field in Croke Park that day, and now they're coming on the field to play for us now. It's great to see that, and it's great to see that they want to play for Kilcoo Seniors, and Wee Barra and Jack Davin and anybody come off the bench or even Conor Lavery, these boys show that they want, like, you know what I mean, and that's what it takes. You want to get on the field. There's no point resting your large and only 15 players taking the field. It's the boys who you don't see who are actually pushing the 15 or making them better players.
Meanwhile, on Sunday, Madden embark on their first Ulster Club encounter against Derry champions Newbridge, who got the better of Dunloy last weekend.
We're excited for that and we're looking forward to it. Something you dream as a young boy. Obviously Madden would be renowned would have been renowned throughout the years as a Division 2 and a Division 3 team and an intermediate team. So now to finally break that cap and to be a senior championship winner, we're delighted for that. So hopefully the sky's the limit for this group.
Yeah, quick turnaround, but look, we're sort of used to that. We had a quick turnaround of only a week from the semi-final in Derry to the final, and you know what, it was great. Not that it suited us, but you had less time to think, and you just get on with it and get the job done here and go to Athletic Grounds next week against a good Madden team.
That's your sport from the Aviva Stadium, where Ireland are looking to get back on track in their autumn series. Ireland v Japan kicks off at 12:40 tomorrow. Bye for now.
What a signing! John Mulholland Motors, sponsors of UTV Sport.
Thanks, Ruth. Now, they're one of Ireland's greatest traditional music bands, selling millions of albums around the globe. And the Fureys have decided it's time to bring down the final curtain on touring.
Their goodbye gigs will see them play in Belfast in the new year, and ahead of their grand finale, Barbara McCann joined the Fureys.
As I never loved before. I saw you on the
It's timeless classics like this one that have made them legends of Irish music. The sounds and heartfelt songs play on, but after decades of touring, the Fureys are coming to the end of the road.
We're on the road a long time, you know, and so I they wanted to take a break, you know, and so I went along with them. They wanted to take the break, and so like we're 60 years, and you know, it's a long time, and to just have it, just the rest. I mean, the younger generation are going to take over anyway, I think, you know, so let them off. So yes, well, that kind of thing, you know. I mean, slow down a small bit. You know, I mean, but not get any younger.
We're falling in state, all right. You know, I won't miss the touring because there's an awful lot of roads and hotels and, of course, airports and you know, ship places and all that. No, I think, you know, like George said there, you know, it's not coming to an end for us, or me anyway, and not George. I think, you know, I won't be returning. But there's plenty more Fureys coming up. All our families are playing music, you know, the Fureys. The conveyor belt of Fureys coming up playing music. So the Fureys will always be around.
That always brings us back, so take us to.
The raw beauty of their voices and use of traditional instruments have touched the hearts of millions of fans around the globe.
It's nice going into the pubs in Donegal and hearing a bit of their music, and so there's always a bit of crack, and it seems to cheer people up.
Well, I think their music is timeless, and older people can enjoy it, and younger people like myself can enjoy it as well.
Their songs just create that sort of certain atmosphere, it's almost like it transports you to like of Donegal or other places, but there's something, there's a real beauty in their music, so there is.
The Fureys farewell tour will bring them back to Belfast as a band for one last time in January, but their legacy will endure for generations to come. Barbara McCann, UTV Live, Belfast.
Lovely. Now the weather's next.
Yes, let's get the details from Aisling.
After a wet start, weather predictions are looking bright. UTV Weather, sponsored by the Grant Vortex Boiler.
Hello there, very good evening to everyone at home. Well, some showery rain around at the moment, a damp evening. Slowly though, over the next few hours, that rain is going to clear away to the north, increasingly skies turning a little bit brighter. By tomorrow morning then, many of us starting off dry, and for the first time in quite a while, it'll be a little bit of a chilly start first thing in the morning. Temperatures dropping back somewhere between 6 to 8 degrees Celsius. Now you will notice there may be just a few lingering showers here in the far northeast, but throughout most of Saturday morning, some dry weather around, bright and sunny spells. Increasingly though, from the middle of the morning onwards, you will notice a little bit of cloud building in, and then a few showers starting to spread into the southwest by the late afternoon. Maximum temperatures though, still a little above average for the time of year, highs of 12 degrees Celsius, but the further east you are, you're going to hang on to a little slice of sunshine here just until the sun goes down before this rain eventually pushes its way eastwards. Now across the rest of Ireland, whilst it's a bright start for some, outbreaks of rain into the afternoon, and temperature-wise, highs of 13 degrees Celsius, so those maximum temperatures slowly trickling back. A little bit breezy as well, particularly along western coastal areas. Now, if we just take a look at the bigger picture across the Atlantic from Saturday into Sunday, you can see plenty of weather fronts. There we go, 1, 2, 3, 4 weather fronts to push through. So if you are attending any Remembrance services on Sunday, there are likely to be some showers around. So overall, fine bright start on Saturday, good spells of sunshine, eventually those showers pushing in the afternoon. Showers again on Sunday. Into Monday though, it looks like it's dry and fine with some good spells of sunshine and a little chillier as well. Have a lovely weekend.
UTV Weather, sponsored by the Grant Vortex Boiler.
Now don't forget, Pammy is back with UTV Live from 7 o'clock, featuring Hollywood star Lucy Liu. That's UTV Live this Friday. Paul will be back with the late news at 10:30.
Yes, hope you can join me then. Lucrezia is up next, but from Sarah, me and everyone here, have a very good evening.
Goodbye.